told that a gunman came up near the White House on the west side, what is described to me as Gate 17. This is kind of near 14th Street on the west side of the White House, and came up and brandished some sort of a pistol. We don't know what type of pistol it was, but he then fired toward the White House 3 times. And the United States Secret Service, they returned fire. We don't know how many shots that they got off, and they apparently took the gunman down. I'm told that a gunman came up near the White House on the west side, what is described to me as Gate 17. This is kind of near 14th Street on the west side of the White House, and came up and brandished some sort of a pistol. We don't know what type of pistol it was, but he then fired toward the White House 3 times. And the United States Secret Service, they returned fire. We don't know how many shots that they got off. And they
say, America's the greatest country in the world. I'm like, why are so many people broke? If it's so great, why are so many people living check to check? 74% of people I read today are living check to check in America. 90+% don't have $100,000 in liquid cash. They couldn't come up with $100 grand. 100. I got 22-year-olds that have $500,000 cars that they don't need. Guy said to me today,
what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Massive, inclusive, something every single American could be proud of. And then Trump happened. He grabbed it, renamed it Freedom 250. Nobody knows where the money went. And at the very first event, his transportation secretary called the musical artist who didn't want to perform libtards. In the opening speech, while his own daughter with Down syndrome stood right beside him. Is it any wonder people stayed home? The main attraction, and I am not joking, was a tent where you could get baptized. The Department of Defense had a booth putting people in tactical gear. Fox's meteorologist was milking a fake cow on live.
Okay, peace and blessings, glory, glory to the eternal living God. I just had to, glory to the eternal forever living God. I just had to show you a backdrop of all the stuff going on this weekend. The Freedom 250 celebration of America's independence. Okay, got it. Trump's botched assassination. Okay, now out of all the stuff, family, out of all the stuff that has transpired over this weekend, 2 days, you know what I'm saying? Only 2 days. The only thing that I don't get is people not recognizing God's disappointment. And you might say to yourself, like, what do you mean? I don't know where you live at, but you know what I'm saying? God put out in the world that he didn't want nobody celebrating because, to tell you the truth, this country don't have nothing to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not doing what God wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not standing up for God. It's not being a voice for God. It's not being a pillar in the community globally, worldwide, to lift people up and to lift up his name. Donald Trump is too busy worrying about lifting up his own name and his own legacy. But from white and black and all colors in between, God told everybody through all the storms and all the rains and all the flash floods that happened in your city that he didn't want people outside. He didn't want people using fireworks. He didn't want people celebrating. He didn't want people to sit up there and get together with their family and have parties and stuff. Didn't y'all see it through the rain? You know what I'm saying? But that did not stop people. That's the crazy thing about it. God didn't want nobody celebrating. He made sure of it through his weather. You know what I'm saying? But that did not stop man from wanting to do what it wanted to do. I can't believe, family, for the life of me, and I'll leave it alone here. I can't believe that people can't know what God is wanting from them. He wanted you to stay home. He didn't want you to go with your family. He didn't want you in big events and parties and cookouts. He didn't want none of that stuff. And he did with his power, you know what I'm saying? He did his best to make sure that all y'all stayed home. And y'all still didn't get it. People in general, I might not be talking to you, brother. I might not be talking to you, sister, because you smart. You understand that God's hand is outstretched in a judgment over this damn country. And can't nobody else see it. They just willing to just fall back into the norm. Oh, everything's going to be normal. Everything's going to be all right. No, it's not going to be all right. God is mad. And to cleanse the world, he brought that rain. You know what I'm saying? To make sure people stayed in the house, they put up tents. To make sure people stayed in the house, he kept the rain going for a long time. You know what I'm saying? A long time. I don't know where you was, but it was flooding out here. That told me that God is disappointed. They showed me. It started off a beautiful sunny day. And then all of a sudden, then he bring in all the flood and the rain. Where y'all think that come from? That come from him. He did not want people celebrating this 4th of July, black and white, because there's nothing to celebrate until we can do right by him. Then we can celebrate something. But right now, it ain't no time to celebrate. Look what happened to the White House. All that money spent on that party and everybody went home. Everybody plans, you know what I'm saying, that we had for this 4th of July weekend, all of it went to ruin because he said so. And people just still don't get them.